Yeah, I started the recording. Okay, so far we have seen how we can create a API test. Basically, I forgot to record for the people who joining now. So I will make a separate video for how to do that. But again, you can start from here and then start understand how we can create a web and mobile test, right? So this is how simple it is. Do you have any doubts, anyone?
All good.
Yeah, I think can we create a wrapper around rest assured? It's an overkill for now. No, but yeah, if there is a brilliant wrapper like Selenide, we can use it. But for now, I don't see we need a wrapper for rest assured. It's already good. Okay, so yeah, so this is how easy it is to create a test. So what I can do is basically start and commit this. Uh, okay, so these are all, I am just making sure that I have all these files committed. So this is basically a new feature or test that I've added, so I can call it as add. So I think guys, in your commit message never use added, committed and stuff like that. So add, what I did, add get user test. All right, that's what I did. And let's do a commit and then get push. And this one I got, okay, ignore my local branch. I should have created a corresponding branch, but add get user test is the real branch that I want to create. Okay, that's all about it. So we have done with the first one. Once this is pushed, maybe I'll create a new branch for the web test. Okay. Let's say, so I call it as add web test. We're gonna add some web tests now. So yeah, so let's call it that. And in the meantime, I'll go to my framework and let's say my code is here. Um, so basically, I will normally add all the code details and everything, but in this case, oh, okay, it has some code that is so maybe I didn't take a pull from the main. So it says you have to update the branch. Let's do update branch. What it does is it takes the latest pull from the main, and in the meantime it runs the mandatory checks. Okay, once that is all passed, we can merge them. Okay, yeah, so the file changes are now changed. uh, Create user API. Okay, I have renamed that to user API. Okay, all good, looks good. Yeah, this is also renaming. Yeah, everything looks good. So if you notice, the PR is atomic and it just focus on one thing. So yeah, so the check style actually failed. Okay, let's go ahead and see why it have failed. Okay, and it says a lot of failure now. It says this user API expected level is 2. Okay, and then it failed. Okay, let's go to user API. Okay, maybe I will do that fixing later, but for now let's move on to the other one. Okay, the add web test. Okay, and for this one, let's pick the orange HRM demo website. Okay, orange HRM website, and this is the demo one. I already have a test for it before. So you go to test, web test, add employee test, which basically log into the application, navigate to employee information page, add a new employee, and it does a lot of these things. Okay. So let's create a new test. Let's call it as, let's do forgot. Okay, let's do reset password test. Okay, something like this. Okay, I don't want the test to be very big because I want it to be much simpler. Okay, and here, and I allowed to extend the web test setup, and that basically helps me to uh, launch the browser, and then also in the non-headless mode, it will open the URL. Okay, so these are all pretty standard setup. So it will launch the browser, it will open the URL. So that's what it does. And after that, I will add web test and void reset password. So as I mentioned, I'm not appending with test anywhere in the test method. Okay, so now Let's go to the pages that we have already built. So home page is the page, this one. Okay, so the login page is having username. Okay, so this page, let me go back. So this page is a login page, and that's where the forgot your password is present, right? So let's inspect this. Again, you can do any of these stuff, but the easiest thing is you can find this by text. Okay, let's copy this and go here, create it. Guys, please go on mute. So I'm going to create a selenide element that is forgot your password. Okay, and then I simply use dollar um, by text. Okay, so I want to find the element by text. So that's the beauty about selenide. I'm not really worried about any other stuff, right? I don't worry about XPath and all that stuff. So I just want to find the element by text, and this is the text. Once I find it, I can create a wrapper, a public. For now, let's keep it as void, and then let's say navigate to forgot. Okay, reset password page. Okay, password page, and here you can simply say. Um, Okay, my formatting got messed up because in TypeScript, I'm also coding in TypeScript using the IntelliJ. So that formatting also took place here. So yeah, that's why the check styles are failing. I will fix it later. Okay, now this one, forgot your password. First, I want to wait for it, right? So wait for it to be visible, and then I want to click on it. That's it. That's how simple it is. Okay, I'm not doing WebDriver wait, all that nonsense. I'm not doing any of that. And if you want to do a JavaScript click, okay, now you can say click options dot using JavaScript. That's it. And then you can also add a static import. So now forgot your password should be visible, and then I want to click using the JavaScript. So that's how simple it is. You could code. Okay. Once I could also do method chaining here by creating a new instance of password or reset password page. Reset password page. Okay, and this class is not there. Let me create a new class and let's call it as reset password page. Okay, and why so okay, all good. Now let's go here and the reset password page.
Sorry, Amathan.
Yeah,
For the wait strategy, we do not need to define the wait strategy as a separate class.
no, you don't have to. We will handle everything. That's what I told. That's why you just need to mention should be and then visible, which means it will wait. So it's similar to the code that you normally write. New web driver wait dot whatever, and then you pass the driver arguments whatever, and then until all these things you have to write, right? Until um expected condition. I see these are all very complex stuff, right? So nobody remember them. Element to be visible, visibility of the element. So you don't have to write all these nonsense. So all you have to do is should be visible dot click. And if you also want it to be clickable, then you can use interactable. Okay, there are all the other conditions. So you can just type condition. There is a class called condition in Selenide. Basically, you can wait for a text to be present. You can wait for attribute to be something. You can wait for the text to be some have href to have some value, inner text to have some value, all these things. So there is a lot of things that you could take. Editable becomes checked. You want to wait for it to become appeared, wait for it to be exist and all the stuff, right? So there's a lot of things that you could have a look, but in my case it's just to be visible or interactable. My life is simple, right?
Brilliant. Thanks.
Okay, so that's how easy it is, and it automatically takes care of waiting for 30 seconds, otherwise it will throw error. And yeah, you can do all this stuff. You can also create your own custom conditions. If you haven't checked my Selenide playlist, you can also do that, right? So now let's go here in the reset password page. You can find this element, put some username. Yeah, so let's go here, and so if you notice here it's by name, and then this is username, right? Or you can use placeholder as username. So let's go here and private static final Selenide element, and let's call it as username, right? So username, and let's do dollar. So by attribute, so I want to show you guys another one. So selenite and by attribute. By by why is it not finding? Select as by attribute. Okay. So now this attribute, I could use the attribute name as placeholder. So you can see this is how you can avoid all this noise. And then the value is username. Okay. And you can find this. Okay. And then you can do a static import for this. You can just do that's it. So you're basically telling, hey, I want to find the element by the attribute of this, and the value is this. So the code is very clean. You are not writing XPaths, not messing up with the double slashes, square brackets, and all that nonsense. Okay. There is also other lot of possibilities that you could use by select as dot. I don't know why this is not populating. Okay. It should do it here. Let's say I duplicate this, I go here, then say select as dot. So if you notice, all these things are already present for you. Okay, by title, by value, by name, everything will be present. You can use any of that. Okay. Okay, good. So now I want to enter some value to this. So public. So I can create a method called as void reset password. Okay, I don't want to build a lot of methods for now. So if username is there, I want to wait for it to become visible, and then I want to click or set value. I want to set a value of ABCD or admin, whatever. Okay, that's it. Once I do that, you can do an import. Good. So the next one is reset password button. So it's very simple. You can also find it by text. So this is by text, or you can also use other stuff. But in my opinion, the reset password by text is much simpler. Let's do this reset password. Okay. And then I remove all this stuff by text. Okay. And then I find it by the text. Or you can also use with text. Let's say this is spaces, here also spaces. I want to use contains text. Then you can do with text, and then you can remove these spaces. You'll find it for you. Yeah, that's it. So now you could say reset password button should be again visible, and then I want to click it. Once that is done, I want to make sure that public, once I enter some value and click on reset password, so this is coming like this, right? So I want to verify this text is present. So if you notice here, this is h6 tag. Okay, you can also use class containing this value and all that, but h6 should work fine. Okay, /h6. Okay, there is only one h6 tags, and I can validate this particular text is present there. Okay, so now this one is basically reset success message or whatever, and that should be find based on XPath, right? So $x basically is helpful. $x is basically helpful, and I could simply use /h6. That's it. Okay. Now I could find this element, check whether, right, success password reset message is displayed, and I can simply do reset success message dot. You can also do should be visible, but that is not mandatory here. So you can also do should have. Okay, there is should have a text. It should have a text called as this particular text. Okay, so that's how easy it is. So look at the readability of the code. Reset success message should have text, whatever, or you can simply name it as success message should have text reset password links and successfully. So that's how easy it is. Let's go to the test, and not this test, and you can say login page dot get instance. Once I get the instance of this, I will navigate to the password reset page. I will reset the password, and Okay, once I reset the password, I want to return this current instance. So I could write, yeah, I could write the code much fluently, right? So that's how easy it is. So reset the password, check whether the reset. So reset. Okay, message is displayed. That's it. So now let's try to run it. Again, guys, if you have any doubts in the meantime, you can ask me now.
Amutan, just one doubt. So,
Yeah.
like, since Selenide is a new library on top of Selenium, so just like if I'm developing my own framework in
Yeah.
UI, so I can start with Selenide directly, or should I go like
You
from
can.
Selenium to Selenide or something like
No, no,
that?
no. You have to just add selenide dependency, and the selenide dependency is using internally will use the selenium itself.
And from a learning perspective, like, should we first learn the Selenium framework development and then Selenide like that way, or?
I think you can simply use selenide in my opinion. Okay, so it says by text forgot your password is having some problems. Okay, so when selenide fails, it basically um, has a uh, okay test, and there is already a lot of tests, and say so forgot your password has some problems. Okay, what I can do is let's go here, and instead of using by text, let's use with text. Okay, and then let's remove all these spaces here, or of I'll say forgot your something like this. Okay, it should now find it. Okay, you can also add extra time, let's say duration dot off, let's say off seconds. For let's say for this alone I want to wait for additional time, you can also do that. And let's go here and try to run it again. If it is still failing, then there is some problem with the way how we have returned the query. So Selenide is not a new framework. It is very popular in Europe. It's just not very popular in India. So once I started to use Selenide, my I could basically write a lot of tests in few minutes, and then simply spend other time on learning new stuff. So guys, if you notice, this page is not getting loaded properly. So now it is loaded. So now it is clicking on the password reset button. I think maybe because of the timing, not the locator. But yeah, anyways, um, okay, it's not clicking the reset password. So maybe we did something wrong there. So let's go here. Reset password is reset password. That is not something. Okay, let's go here. Reset password. Okay, and this button. Okay. Or I could do button equal to submit. Maybe this is a problem with the text here. Reset password. Or I can try something like this. Let's check the selenide.properties once again. So because you can set the timeout here as well. So this is applicable for all the elements. It will wait for 10 seconds for all the elements, and you can also override for whatever the element you want. So in this case, it should work. And let's try it one more time. If it is not working, we could try a different XPath. Okay, so so let's say button at the rate type equal submit. So this is actually working. So let's see. So it shows a lot of blank page. I think they have used PHP to build this website. PHP is an amazing programming language to build website. So it is entering admin, but it's not clicking on reset password. Okay. Okay, it says it cannot find it because it is actually clicking it. Um, but the click is not happening properly. Maybe we want to click its parent element or something. So this is this. So let's click on its parent. This one. Okay, this one is this. I think the type equal to submit should work. Let's see. Let's go here and do $X. These are all live coding, okay? So don't expect to me to be a Superman to find all these small stuff, right? So these are all pretty normal stuff that happens for anyone. Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask.
Yeah, Amuthan, actually, I was asking about Selenium from a learning perspective.
Yeah.
Because like for interview purpose, so that's why I was asking. Like mostly company asks for Selenium only.
Yeah, so I don't want to comment on that, but if you want to make your life very easy, I think you should learn Selenite. I was basically rejected by a company because I don't know Selenite at the time. Okay, so yeah, so in
Sorry,
India,
don't know Selenite or Selenium.
yeah, Selenite. So
Okay.
one of the things that I have developed, it's on Selenium, and then they were told, they told me actually I was not smart enough, even though that looks stupid, but I think it's their company and then they can expect whatever they want. So it is very popular library, and it also will make your life very easy. So if you notice, I have created a test within a span of 5 minutes. So yeah. So
got it.
So that's all about it. You can also do a commit now. So we have added a new test. So add password reset testing. Okay, and then done. So it says you have all this stuff. Otherwise, so okay, so there is also, yeah, all these stuffs are removed. Let's try to commit again. Yeah, good. Push. Yeah. So yeah, similarly, you could also create for mobile. Yeah, so any other doubts, guys? So happy to answer all of that.
Yeah,
Hey,
hey, Madan.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hope you're well. This is Vijay from this
Okay.
side.
Yeah.
Just want to have one question. In
Okay.
European markets, they're mostly nowadays using Cypress with the JavaScript. Still, we can go with Selenium with Java, or whether we need to change by the latest trends and technologies.
I think it's not actually true. In Europe, most of the people are using Selenite, but in US, whatever you told is true. People are using TypeScript and JS-based frameworks like Cypress and Playwright. But in case of Europe, it's mostly Selenite. This is based on my knowledge. But Selenium is still there, but I wouldn't say it will be there for all the time. So if you are just using Selenium, I think you are losing out your time and efforts. Either use Selenite or switch to a TypeScript based frameworks. It can save a lot of time.
Amudan, this is also
Thanks.
my observation. I am looking for a job in the European markets, particularly the German-speaking area. So yes, that's also my observation. People are most of the jobs are for Cypress as well as Playwright with the TypeScript or JavaScript. Selenium jobs and Selenium jobs are very much not required there.
Yeah, basically from the last time that I referred is almost 6 to 8 months back. Maybe the trend might have changed. But yeah, if people are expecting that, we should start learning them, right? So yeah, but it's not completely dead. People are still using Selenium in most of the companies. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
So, Amudan, for Selenite, in case we have to use an XPath which requires a parent node and then the sibling node and then the child node. So, do we have to still create that XPath?
So you can create this XPath like this. you can use the common expert that you normally write. Let's say I want to find a parent element of this. You can also do this parent. Okay, you can also do this. There is also sibling that you can sibling of fifth sibling. So you can basically play around like this. But if you're not sure, you want to go back to your basics, and then you can still write your own expert that we normally write for Selenium, or you can simply do dollar and then the by class from your Selenium, and you can directly pass it. So this anything that you can use, like at any point of time you feel you cannot use Selenite, you want to go back to Selenium because you are more comfortable there, you could go ahead and then start writing H6. This particular code will also work. But yeah, the $X is basically a replacement for all this big stuff. Okay, you can do parent, you can do sibling, ancestor, ancestor of, you can pass the tag names, the index, all the stuff you can do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to do a find elements, you can simply do $. That's it. So now once you do $, okay, and here it becomes elements collection. And you can simply say here, you can say element collections. Oh, sorry. What is that? Reset password. Reset success message dot get of 0th index. You can get the first element. So you find the element and then you get the first element out of it. Or you could do a lot of things with this success message dot. You also get the stream as well. So you can get stream. You can iterate through them. You can also assert all these elements, all the find elements at one go. You can do a lot of stuff. That stuff. Okay. Check out my Selenite playlist. It has a lot of information.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone? Otherwise, we can wrap. Right.
Does this support parallel execution?
Yeah, it handles automatically. So if you notice here, I didn't have any kind of thread local driver manager, nothing. So it handles automatically for you.
But since I've seen you have used so many places static keywords, most of the classes, for example, if you're defining some variables, and in REST API testing also you have used some static variables, right? So in that case, it will not create any problem when you are executing in parallel.
No, static variables. See, so you have to understand a few things. Okay, static variables and static methods aren't thread safe all the time. Okay, let's say you have a WebDriver instance. Okay, let's say you have a WebDriver instance. Instead of defining a WebDriver driver, okay, like this, you have this static. Okay, then what is the problem is you are writing and reading from the same element. Okay, so when you do driver dot get, okay, you are writing to this element. Okay, you are doing driver dot find element. You are altering this driver reference. Okay, but let's say you have this element here. Okay, you are just, this element is static because you are just reading this. That's it. You are not altering any of that. Okay, in case of WebDriver, when you make it a static one, each thread will try to find the element username, one will try to open the URL, and then it becomes corrupt. Okay, so static variables, you have to understand them in detail. So you could make enough justification when to use what. Okay, so using static by default doesn't mean that it will have problems with parallel execution.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Amuran.
Yeah.
So I got a question regarding page object model design.
Yeah.
So recently I was doing, I was writing a page class for my application. It's a simple page where it has a lot of text fields like first name, last name, address 1, address 2.
Yeah.
So I was writing separate action methods like enter first name, enter last name, enter address, like that.
Yeah.
So one of my colleague had a different perspective saying that why don't you write a single method and pass in the locators and loop over them so that you are following dry principle. But I don't align with them, but I just want your, how do you see this?
So if you notice here, so adding new employee is a method, okay, that basically is a form where you say first name, you enter last name, middle name, you click on save button. But here, see, you have to make enough justification, okay. Let's say you split the first name, like enter first name into a separate method. Are you going to use it individually? Okay, if you are going to reuse that, then it makes sense to split them into different methods. Otherwise, it doesn't have to be splitted. So we can just have one wrapper method that basically conveys the meaning. So in your test, make sure the tests are high level. It should not tell, hey, click on this button, enter username, enter password, enter login, click on login, enter first name, last name. It should not be all this information. Let's say when you do manual testing and you want to convey this to your fellow colleague, how will you do that? Hey, colleague, log into the application and then navigate to the employee information page, add a new employee, and then check whether the employee is created successfully. Yeah, that's how you basically tell this to a colleague, and that's how the automated test also should be there, right? So it should speak about what it does, and it should not speak them in detail, like clicking events and all the stuff should not be part of the test. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So Amtan, is there any option to change browser?
Yeah, you can change the browser. So let's say I want to run this test, Maven clean test, okay, -d groups equal to basically web, okay. Let's say this is group or web test. Okay, it's groups. Okay, I'm just checking the syntax case. Okay, so now I want to run the web test. Okay, but I just want to run it on Firefox. Okay, even though I don't have a Firefox, you can say selenide.browser equal to Firefox. That's it. Selenide will handle everything for you. You just tell open. That's it. If you just pass selenide.browser is Firefox, it'll run on Firefox. If you want to run it on Safari, you can say Safari. Something like this. You don't have to touch any of your code.
So we don't need to initialize the browser category, and also we don't need to
Yeah.
tear down
No,
manually, right?
you don't have to. You don't have to do call WebDriver manager or WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver. You don't have to do driver.quit. All these things will be taken care. If there is a failure, screenshot will be captured, and everything is done automatically. You don't have to concentrate on any of these. So once you do this, it just basically runs all the tests for you.
Okay, so what about the Chrome options if we have to set, for example, for a specific scenario where you have to download some files?
Yeah.
In that,
Yeah, you can do that. There are two ways how you could do that, but yeah, maybe once the test runs, I will explain you how we can do that, maybe because this opens a browser. So if you notice here that the test started to run, and so the reason why I ran it via Maven commands is I also thought about showing the Allure reports. So I will show you guys how you could do Chrome options. Okay. This seems to be another test that is running now. So you can also run them in parallel. You can just define JUnit or properties and then give parallel count as 2 and or 5, whatever, and then it runs in parallel automatically. So if you notice, the test is very reliable. If you create using Selenide, it will become very, very reliable. So yeah, both these tests got patched, and you could see the results here. Okay, then I can simply do Allure serve, and then the Allure results. Okay, once you do that, basically it opens the report for you. In my case, it's just opening the old ones, it seems. Okay, I have to basically go to the target and then the Allure results. Oh, let's go to target, and here I run the Allure stuff. So if you notice, both the tests got passed. If it is failed, the screenshot will be taken. So even if you notice the logs here, so The logs have all the information. I didn't do anything like logger.log. This is opened. This is this. All these things. I didn't mention any of this. So this username is entered with this value. Everything is automatically taken care. I didn't do any of these changes. Okay. So that's the beauty about Selenite. It could do everything for you. You just need to focus on your test. So if you notice, all these logs are already taken care. What value got entered and everything. Okay. Okay, now the important question is, let's say I want to add Chrome options. Okay, there are two ways how you could do this. One, you could go to the web test setup, and then there is something called as configuration dot browser capabilities. Okay, here you can say Chrome options or whatever the options that you want. Options equal to new options, and then you can say option start set headless whatever you want. Let's say I say set headless or something like this. Okay, set capability, some capability like this, whatever you want. You can set all these things, and then you can say options. That's it. So this is the first way that you could do it. Okay, but this is not, let's say you want to run it on Firefox, then if you hard code it here, then you have to check what is the browser, and based on that you need to do this. Otherwise, what you can simply do is you can create a provider class. Okay, let's go here, and then let's say you create Chrome or custom Chrome provider. Okay, and then it should implement, see, all these things are already covered in my Selenite playlist. Okay, so you can just go here, and then you can add Chrome options. Okay, so you can say new Chrome options, and then you can say new Chrome driver. So this is how you normally open it, right? That's it. So now when you run the test, okay, you can simply run maven clean test -d groups, and then selenite dot browser. Okay, this time it is not Chrome. You have to give this custom Chrome provider. Okay, so this is the path of this particular class dot custom Chrome provider. Okay, once you do this, then it'll Selenite knows it has to use the implementation that you have provided here, and then it'll use it. Let's say for Firefox, you can add different ones, and then just to change the Selenite.browser value. So you don't have to touch any of your code. All these things are just configurations. Okay, so you can do all this stuff, yeah, based on your requirements. Okay, so yeah, any other doubts before we wrap?
One question on that. So, do we need to use separate Allure library, or is there any?
Allure library?
Yes, for the Allure report generation, Selenite provide Allure.
So if you are creating your own project, what I would suggest is just clone this project, remove the test, and then you are good to start with your new test. Right? So all these things are already configured here. So you need to add this particular dependency. You need to add this QA Allure. For rest assured, you can also add this one. So all these things you just need to add it. You just need to put all these things there. Okay. For making your life easy, you just need to copy this form.xml and use it in your code. Or you can just clone this framework, remove the test, unnecessary test folder here, and then start using it.
Thank you. One question extra. So I can see in form file like aspect J, something like that. What's the purpose of that?
So aspect J is used by Allure in order for that to basically generate the report. So it's a dependency needed by Allure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask one question, which is not related to today's session. It is more project scenario basis.
Okay.
Will it be okay if I ask this?
Okay, maybe if there is no more questions regarding framework, I'll stop the record, and then we can have the discussion.
Yeah.
Any more questions related to framework? Otherwise, yeah.
Any planning to create a videos to explain this more frame, because you have explained the one framework is using Selenium, not the Selenite. Are you planning anything on that?
No, one framework is using Selenide. This is
No,
the one framework.
video which you have already uploaded in YouTube, it is related with Selenium, not with Selenide. So are you
Yeah,
planning any?
yeah. So I thought of uploading this video as that particular video, but since I messed up the recording, so I will create a new video.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me stop the recording.